let's move to our second presentation. I'd like to invite here on our virtual stage Jan Strick from Vapues, a member that joined the remote community in the beginning of the year and is our representative from Nicaragua and Panama, right, Jan?
That's right. Thank you, and nice to be connected with all our friends from all over the world. Great initiative, Roberto, Marcelo, I really applaud this. And I'm happy to contribute a little bit about my knowledge on the destinations, Panama and Nicaragua, and to tell a little bit about myself as well. And of course, highlight the sustainability policy that we have and we think is so important, especially in these difficult times. Let me see if I can share my screen. Should be possible. There we go. Does that work?
Yes.
So.
Yes.
All right. So basically, Vapues Travel is a DMC for Nicaragua and Panama. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, I used to, there we go. This is where it all began, about 20 years ago. In the late 90s, I traveled quite a lot in Central America after finishing my career in political science. And in early 2000s, I decided to start a tour operator in Nicaragua. This is one of the first pictures that we took. As you can see, it's quite small scale. This is my team back then, the security guard, ex-girlfriend, little brother, intern, just to fill the picture really. It was a one-man show. And the only employee that was there, the operations manager, she took the picture. So she's unfortunately not there in the picture. So, well, this is how it began. And I got inspired by a volcano close to León. The picture is in León. It's a church, El Calvario. And this volcano is called Cerro Negro. Cerro Negro volcano is an active volcano. And what we did there is operate a special tour, which is called volcano boarding. Basically, we tailored some equipment, stainless steel plated volcano boards with a local blacksmith. And in an outlet, I bought some snowboard equipment, some snowboard equipment. And with that, we managed to get together a unique tour, which is going down the slopes of an active volcano in Nicaragua, the Cerro Negro. This was how it all started, basically. And here you can see in the picture that a journalist went to the volcano with me. It got some traction internationally, and that's how it all started. So it's a nice start, really. But then, of course, we moved more on a destination focus and DMC services countrywide, later in both countries, in Panama and Nicaragua. So sustainability, I mentioned it before, it's very important to us. We've been through a long process, internally and externally, to get to do things right. We've had support by different NGOs, by Rainforest Alliance, by Travel Life. And we're currently in the process of certification with Travel Life. It should be done in the next few months, I hope. And I would like to get into some very specific projects because that's what it's all about in my idea. Sustainability is all about being active in the field together with local communities, with local experts, and really make a difference. This is one of those projects, the Pollo Lagoon cleanup. We do it once a year. I'm a scuba diver myself, and together with other scuba divers and also with snorkelers and clients, we've been doing the cleanup campaigns in this beautiful sweetwater body of a lagoon. And we get out the trash basically once a year, and we get a lot of help from local counterparts, local youth clubs, also the fire department. It's all being really well organized, and we're happy to be able to contribute to this in a yearly fashion. And we also involve clients in the activity where possible. Then in the mountains in San Ramon, in the Matagalpa region, which is a cloud forest mountain region where there's quite a bit of coffee production. We have this cooperative of local farmers where we also take clients to go help in the field to prepare local specialties in the kitchen, and to really get involved in a rural way of life that's so typical of that area. And this is really a highlight of most tours. People really like this kind of activity a lot more than more standard excursions. This is a very nice project in a coastal area in El Astillero. This is a funny story as well. If you see the middle picture, this was a huge beach cleanup that we did with a production. We managed a production for Discovery Channel. It was called Naked and Afraid. And this involved a survival area at the beach location for about 3 weeks. And it was, we found out when we got there, it was quite dirty. Lots of plastic around, and we had to turn it around in 3 days' time, together with local surf club, local women, and the army helped as well, to get all the beaches cleaned up and to make it more or less presentable for the shoot. It was a very nice interactive experience. We really became friends, and we got to know about our initiatives as well. They do a lot of initiatives to save the marine turtles. One of them is getting the plastic and making it into handicraft, and of course the regular beach cleanups. So this was a really nice experience. Then we have the Spanish school in a rural area where clients are invited to help as well. And activities with children, reforestation of the area. And this is one of the more authentic experiences as well. We do have something similar in Granada in a urban setting, but what I find out that clients really like best is the rural experience with the local children in the countryside. Panama is a beautiful national dress called La Pollera. On the peninsula of Azuero, there's these families dedicated to making them, together with all their accessories. And it's an amazing experience to work with them on those traditions in their backyards, in their patios of their homes. It's an amazing experience. Then on to product. This is basically our area of operation, Nicaragua and Panama. As you can see, we have a long coastlines. On the left, it's the Pacific. On the right, the Caribbean. And there's plenty of authentic destinations that we operate. In the following part of the presentation, I decided to take a thematic approach. So you will see what both countries have in common in certain themes. Starting off with big city breaks. Basically, we have the capital city of Nicaragua is Managua. Beautiful, beautiful town with lots of to do around it. There's a live volcano, there's colonial towns at short distance. Beautiful lakes as well. And then, of course, we have Panama City in Panama with Casco Antiguo, the old colonial part, and the new business district. These are some images of the experiences in and around town. On the right-hand upper side, you see Volcano Masaya, which is at close distance of Managua. You can actually drive all the way up to the volcano, look inside the crater and see the lava glow, which is an amazing experience. And the Biodiversity Museum on the left lower side is an amazing venue as well in Panama City. These are some of our favorite properties. First, in Panama, La Concordia, which is a small boutique hotel in Casco Antiguo. It has just a few rooms, 2 of which are suites, the corner suites. Very nice location, and it's totally soundproof. Recently they had some experts come in from Eastern Europe, and they made it soundproof, which is incredibly, because there's quite a bit of traffic around. Then the American Trade Hotel, which is one of the best properties in Panama City, to my opinion. Beautifully located, in front of a square, and very nice colonial entourage. Then in Nicaragua, we work with a small boutique hotel called Los Robles, which is in the restaurant district. Beautiful colonial style property with just 11 rooms, beautiful garden as well. And for some clients, we also work with the Intercontinental. Not very authentic, but still very good service levels and very well centrally located. Then history and culture, which is of course the main part of our destinations. What sets us apart from other destinations in the region, perhaps. We have Granada in Nicaragua, which is a beautiful town with a lot of colonial entourage and living culture as well. And then we have Portobelo in this example on the Caribbean coast of Panama, where there's a beautiful handicraft and historical setting. So these are the properties that we work with. El Otro Lado is in Panama on the Caribbean in Portobelo. Beautiful property. It's closed at the moment. It's just open for partial buyouts, but we expect that will change in the near future. Then the Central Hotel, one of the oldest hotels in Panama City. In Nicaragua, we suggest these two properties. The first one is Hotel Adela, which is really a colonial home. It only has 4 rooms, and what we usually do is do a buyout, get the whole property, and make something special out of it. We get a local architect in that does a lecture about the different styles of architecture in the colonial times, the adobe constructions, really interesting. And then on the right is another small hotel with just 6 to 7 rooms, tribal hotel, more contemporary style, also centrally located, and a very good option for the high-end traveler. Idyllic islands, well, there's lakes, there's Pacific Ocean, the Caribbean. There's really lots of islands in both destinations, in Nicaragua and Panama. You can get there by seaplane. In Panama, there's this new company called Elevair. They have a seaplane that caters for the more remote destinations, the islands in the Caribbean, but also in the Pacific, or by boat, of course. These are some of our favorite properties in Panama. The one on the left is new. It's Bocas Bali. It's a new high-end property in Bocas del Toro. Very nice Balinesque style, as they describe it. But it also has a lot of local features. It's built on a private island on the estuary. Very nice place to completely relax and be in the midst of nature. Then Islas Secas is an amazing archipelago in the Pacific. It's been really well managed, and it has an amazing high-end service with just a few casitas on the archipelago. Really remote destination, 20 miles out of the coast, and something a bit different, I would say. You can get there by private plane from Panama City directly to the island, or take a boat from the Chiriquí area. Then in Nicaragua, we have Jicaro Island. This is a National Geographic lodge. It's located in Lake Nicaragua, so on a big lake. And as you can see, you have the backdrop, you have volcano Mombacho. There's a beautiful platform as well, where you can have a dinner on the water, on the lake. It does not have air conditioning, but it's completely in tune with sustainability. And it's definitely one of my favorite places to really unwind. Then Calala Island, which is a private island in the Caribbean coast in Nicaragua. A beautiful property as well, with just 4 suites, ideal for a buyout as well. You can get there by private plane to Bluefields and then take a boat. Or you can we can chopper you in as well, your clients. Beautiful property, really good service levels, also a very good chef, which is not unimportant in remote destinations. And well, it's just the island to yourself with about 25 people staff, so it's an amazing experience. Mountain retreats. There's several areas with cloud forests, ideal for bird watching, for hiking, for cycling in both Nicaragua and Panama. Also coffee coffee plantation, horseback riding. Then these are some of our favorite properties. In Panama, there's this place called Luxury Camping. It's a glamping site, not that far from the capital, about 2.5 hours. It's right on top of a mountain with a beautiful view and some good hiking possibilities. The tents are really top quality. There's the superior version, which is a yurt, which you see on the top picture. And there's standard versions as well, but both have private bathrooms and really good bedding. Then the other option is in the Volcano Baru area in Boquete, a beautiful coffee plantation with very good ambience for bird watching. They have a coffee tour as well, where you can see how coffee is being processed from their own plantation. Of course, the cupping tour is a must, and quite a good experience with lodgement as well. In Nicaragua, we have Necupa, which is in a tropical dry forest, so a bit of a different ambience. Beautiful small property as well, with one bigger house with 4 rooms and four that detached suites. Really good property for a buyout again, and there's lots to do: horseback riding, hiking, and nature is amazing there as well. Different climate, different ecosystem. It's tropical dry forest, but still very very nice. And then close to Managua, we have this other property, which is beautiful because you can get there from there to the airport in about 45 minutes, and you really wake up in a different environment in the midst of a tropical forest with lots of wildlife, monkeys and birds as well. Pacific beach breaks. The Pacific is a bit more developed than the Caribbean in generally speaking, but what I like best about the Pacific is that it's a bit of a relaxed destination. You have lots of surfers. It's not so well developed. It's still very authentic. Not many people going there. There's very little development still. But what's there is really amazing. So Isla Palenque is a great property on one of the islands in the Chiriquí area, in the Gulf of the Chiriquí. It has about 8 beachfront private cabins, the ones you see on the picture. And it's just a few steps from the beach. It's totally to yourself. You can do lots of water activities as well. And then on the right, you have Via Capricciosa, which is actually on a small island close to Panama City. It's just a 30-minute ferry ride to Isla Taboga. It's an amazing place with a lot of architectural elements by
yeah, sorry to interrupt you. We have 2 minutes left. Thank you.
Right, I'll get right to the end then. Morgan's Rock in Nicaragua, you might have heard about it. It's an amazing place in the midst of the forest, where actually the beach meets the forest meets the beach. And then there's Mocul, which is currently closed, but the area around it is open. The Guacalito La Isla area, where we work with private villas. Then just to end off, bird watching, amazing places in both Nicaragua and Panama, with some really nice dedicated lodges with ecologists on site, making all the difference. And Guasimor Lodge in Nicaragua, which is worth a mention, where you can see the green parrot in its natural habitat. Well, this is it for me. Thanks. If there are any questions, please let me know.
Thank you very much, Jan. I would have some questions, but I will do it on the Espacio chat later on our network. Thank you very much, Jan. Marcelo.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you. So many inspiring properties there. And now